Ladies and gentlemen, this is Internet Personality Evangelist, and it's V-Build time, and this is a Maketoys, Make Toy, Make Hyper Novae, or Maketoys Hypernova, as I prefer, and we're looking at him. But we're done. We're going to go to the part of this toy that the V-Build is all about, which is the first release bonus. All of this malarkey here, with it's carved in. It looks cool. Anyway, there's that, and there are some stickers. Now, I've been researching the instruction sheet, and I believe that the way this works, primarily, is you put the stickers on these things, then cut these things out and put them in, because I took a look on the underside of one of the stickers, and, hey, look, it's me. Hi. I'm gonna stop doing that. I took a look at the underside of one of these stickers, and it's basically mirrored on the sticky end, too. So I believe that these actually get stuck onto the amber bits. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is start sticking these things onto the amber bits. I'm going to follow the instructions. There's the L ones over here. This is the L wing. I popped it off the ball joint because I'm a genius. And let's get going. Sticker L12. With all these lights on, it's actually kind of... Ow! Okay, I'm getting, like, light reflection in my eyes from the sticker sheet. And that's kind of painful. My apologies, by the way, if you do catch sight of my visage while this is going on. It's not my intention. And if you're harmed by that, then maybe we'll both grow for the better, you know? Anyway, let's see how easy it is to get one of these things on here. Come on. Go. Oh, there we go. I think that worked out okay. Cool. And let's see, on the other side, is it shiny? I guess? I can't really tell. Oh, that is shiny. Holy crap. Okay. It's totally reflecting light. Cool. We seem to be on the right track. Next up, sticker 11. Which goes with part number 11. The way I sussed this out, by the way, is sticker L12 is shaped like this, and the hole that L12 would go into is shaped the other way. Ergo, it's got to go in one way or... It makes sense once you stare at the pictures long enough. So sticker number L11 is this one. This thing, by the way, if you don't know what it is, Maketoys Hypernova, this went up on Maketoys' website. And it seems that it went up once an entire production run had already been made, packaged, and prepared for shipping. Because people were getting this thing, like, within, I think, less than a week of the pre-orders going up, and people buying them, they were already arriving at homes. And that's pretty badass. But, yeah, this dropped out of nowhere. So a lot of people were also completely unprepared to throw down basically 180 bucks, more or less, on one of these things. I wasn't prepared, but then once I was prepared, they were still up. So I gave the order form a try, and I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out what happened. Another big question is, why was Maketoys selling it on their website rather than, you know, through a retailer like most all of their other stuff has been sold? I suspect it's because of the figure that this comes with, because that figure is a whole lot like Reveal the Shield Optimus Prime. It is not precisely Reveal the Shield Optimus Prime. I think it's quite an easy misnomer to just say, oh, it's a remold, because it's not. It's like with Energon, Starscream, and Generation 2 Smokescreen, or Smoke Jumper, I suppose. Remold is not the right word, because no components are shared between the two toys whatsoever. There is no piece on the Nova Prime or Hypernova base robot that one would be able to find on Reveal the Shield Prime. However, they do share a very similar transformation engineering. It's not actually identical, but it's extremely similar. It's kind of like 90-some% identical. And I don't really know a good word for that. At first I thought, like, hey, redesign would be a good word, and then I thought about it for a couple seconds, and I was like, you know what? Redesign is not the right word for it. Reshell would be about as incorrect as remold or retool, which are also both incorrect. Repaint, don't need to explain really why that's incorrect, but it is quite incorrect. So I don't know, man. I haven't thought of a word that I feel is right yet, and I don't know if I ever will. This number 2 is a tiny, thin little sticker, and I worry about how this is going to go, but we'll find out, won't we? Anyway, these amber pieces and their corresponding silver stickers, and I suppose also the instruction sheet they come with, are apparently the first release bonuses for Hypernova, which I suppose means that if they make another run of Hypernova, he will not come with these pieces. However, the Drift Sword that came with Battle Tanker was also a first release bonus, and as far as I know, that thing has never been cited without the Drift Sword. So I don't know. I have no idea. And I don't know how many of these that Maketoys made, but it's been up on their site for a couple days, and it still hasn't sold out, and the buying limit, I believe, is 12 per shipment, and if you want more than 12, you just got to do a second order. So there is nothing but human self-control, and I guess human lack or non-lack of monetary fundage preventing this from just disappearing. I guess time will tell if we'll see one of these without the amber bits. This is actually, so far, a pretty pleasant experience. For the purposes of this V-build, I'm just going to be doing one of the wings on screen, because both wings are pretty much just mirror images, and I don't think you guys really... I mean, I don't think you just want to watch me do the same thing twice, so... I don't know, if I have betrayed your expectations in doing so, I apologize now, because I'm recording this now, and I won't know if I've betrayed your expectations until once it's been edited and posted. And I have not yet mastered a clairvoyance that will allow me to ascertain that during the production of a video, let alone even the post-production. It's the post-release in which I discover such things. Now, if I found out about things in pre-production, that would be a clairvoyance with which I would just go out and start entering the lottery and, you know, becoming the richest man in the world. And I would very responsibly treat that station with the respect it deserves, and only kind of abuse the power that comes with infinite money in this, our 21st century. Speaking of which, it's been the 21st century for like 13 years. There are people who just now have become teenagers who never breathed the air of the 1990s. Let alone the 19-anythings. I don't know, I still find that freaky. You millennials, you wig me out, man. I don't know what you are. You're like future babies. You're things that you know, according to the stuff I grew up with in the 80s and 90s, you are supposed to all be like cyborg fetuses that were grown in tubes. Now, maybe you were. I mean, I don't know that much about, you know, how children are made, aside from the stork. But, if you were raised in a tube, you know, please leave a comment and let me know what it's like. Because, you know, I was just, you know, I was born properly. You know, as children of the 20th century were. The stork dropping us through a chimney. And I did land on my head, but you know what? I turned out the better for it. Am I almost out of stickers? I'm almost out of stickers. That was... Okay, we gotta... The nice thing is the stickers actually match up to the numbering on the sprue here. So anything left over, like I have an L15 left over, there's a part number 15, I'm pretty sure I can, you know, do some basic 4-year-old level shape matching here. And yeah, I bet you that I'm flying a little raw on this one, but I bet you I put this in the right place. Some of these stickers do not actually like perfectly match the shape of the thing they attach to. There's like room for there to be a bit of a gap around the edge. I'm I'm guessing that's actually to help it... See, I'm guessing it's to help it catch light better. I might just be overthinking this, and it might just be, no, the stickers just aren't cut perfectly. The sticker material feels okay. It is perhaps, at times, a little flimsy, but it seems to grip really well, despite sometimes it doesn't grip right away, but then when it grips, it goddamn grips. I think we got one more here, right? Yeah, L16, and then we are done stickering on camera. Then we'll start talking about the physical part of this. Wait a second. L16. Oh, there's craftsmanship here. I think I need to do this on the other end. There's like a little tiny ridge to follow here. Yes. See, these sprues are basically identical to one another. And as a result, you're sticking these stickers on either side. Most of the stickers went on this side of the sprue, right? But over here, these round ones went on that side, as did number 16 down here. So we've got all the stickering done. Now, going by reports of people who already have this, if you don't cut these things off in a way where none of this sprue is left behind, like if there's any sprue left behind, they will not fit in. And even then, they might not fit in perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this part off. This part is actually pretty interesting. I didn't know about this until I got the figure and I saw it in the instructions. This is actually a tool to help you insert these parts into the grooves and the wings. And there's like this is like a sticky outy piece cut specifically to help you put piece number 12 in the wings. That's kind of cool. So a little piece stamper, and I'm using nippers here because they can cut a flat end, and I can use them to kind of shave down the sides of this a little bit. Also, if you have a hobby knife, you can shave down the sides pretty easily. If you have a file or sandpaper, you could probably do it. But I'm gonna cut all these off, and then we'll come back and we'll start putting these into the Nova. Alright, we're going to start off real exciting like. I've got everything laid out here. We're going to start off, though, with kneecaps. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to do both of these because I can. So I'm going to get this flap down and out of the way. And let's get this plugged in. I heard these are a troublesome piece to get in there. This doesn't seem troublesome, he said naively. Oh, I see how the trouble starts. Okay. This could be a bit of an adventure. Let's get you in this way. Okay. Even entry. Oh, this is hard. Okay. Hang on. This is a piece that I heard on the grapevine. It's a good idea to shave down a bunch of this. I'm going to be shaving down by, like, the micrometer, because I don't want to shave lots off. Because this thing kind of just frictions in there. And it's clear, so if I start putting glue on this, I'd kind of gank up the, the intended effect. These knee parts, by the way, also have no foil stickers to go with them. I'm not surprised, because these involve a whole lot more than just flat bits going into flat bits. There are a bunch of little ridges in here that this is plugging into. It's hella snug on the sides, too. Also, just for context, it's like 2 in the morning. What time is it? 2:47 in the morning, sorry. So, I'm in a good place to be working on this. Real good cognition place. Yeah, that's right, the foot's come off. This is that silly Quake Wave video all over again. Come on. Come on. Okay. Let's shave this down some more. I'd be using a better hobby-style knife, but I currently don't have one. I have box cutters from Dollarama, which I kind of don't want to try using for finesse work, because I have a feeling like that's a recipe for me cutting myself horribly. This is weird. Oh, there we go. This is a little bit... It's still a little wide on the bottom, I think. Whew. Hang on. We'll be right back. Victory! Okay, I had to do a whole bunch of very light but multi-layered shaving on the edges to get this thing in. I'm going to see if the other one's yet in a position to enter its crevice. Oh, this is super close. I think I need to shave this just a tad more. Yeah. I'd rather do this slow and steady process because there is already a report on the boards of someone who just tried to jam this particular piece in, and it cracked, and they had to get a replacement shipped over from Maketoys, who apparently are quite good about shipping a replacement, except that it does not come entirely free of cost. So if you have a hobby knife or something, that's of course far more recommendable for shaving than, you know, just jamming some nippers in and grinding them against your finger. Once it goes in, though, oh, how satisfying it is. Just like that. There we go. Close that up. And we've got the easy part done, I guess. Let's move on to the wing. So, I'll start off right now with the part that uses this stomper thing to actually get set in place. I wonder how that's supposed to work. Do I just... Oh, I see. It goes in deeper than that. So I guess I use this to push it down? Except that this one is... This is the weird thing. This thing is shaped for the other wing, but not this one. So I don't know how that's exactly supposed to work. Unless it's the other one... Hang on a second. Is the other one shaped for this, then? No, it isn't. So, that's weird. I guess if there's one qualm I have with this is that they created this helpful tool that only works on one wing. Luckily, I have other thin things that can help push things into things, and there we go. Pushing's done. Let's continue on, shall we? So this process seems like the kind of thing that is not too obscene to do, provided you are ready to take your time and make sure everything fits properly. Like the fat end on this little piece here is giving me some trouble. So I will happily just pull it back out, shave it down a little, shave this back end up a bit. And let's see if that goes in there. Enter your hole. It's tight. It's popping back out. Can I use this? Does this help? Oh. That actually did seem to help. Okay, this tool is helpful, because it's also got flat ends, so you can just push stuff. Let's see if this one goes in troublelessly or not. Oh no, that's a nice snug one. Some of these go in pretty snug, but I think a lot of this also comes from making sure that you are, you know, trimming them off the sprue with a proper level of care. This is number 10. Also, some of these, like this one, may look somewhat rectangular. It's actually arched. There's a fat end here and a thin end here. Much more obvious, I guess, to the eye than it might appear on camera. But, still troublesome to insert nonetheless. This one's pushing itself back out. I actually went into this thinking, like, how was this troublesome for people? I'm starting to see now. Especially a really long one like this, I worry about bending it and subsequently cracking it during entry. I wonder, can I use the surface down here to push it in? This doesn't feel very good at all. Hang on a second. Press! Oh, that worked. So I used the flat end of a table, and there was a notable little pop when that went in. I would definitely say, like, be careful if you're going to use the flat end of a table, because you don't want to wreck all the jointage and stuff here. In general, if you're doing this, do so with care. You know, take it easy doing it. I've seen the complaint made that this isn't much of a bonus, what with us, the user, doing all the work. Valid complaint, I suppose, but I'm personally finding something kind of fun about this, even though it is harrowing at times. I worry about how this would have gone with a factory doing it in mass production rather than, you know, those of us here at home using the corners of tables to press things in place. It seems to be flat. Alright. Bring it back over here. What's this one? Number 2. Where does number 2 go? Oh, right there. Oh, the sticker on number 2 here is a little bit finicky because it's so thin that the sticker is not entirely centered properly, and so some of it's sticking off the edges. I think number 2, it looks like it's just a rectangle. I don't think there is a specific way that this is supposed to enter the crevice. The crevasse. But let's give it a try. This is harder to leverage because this is closer to all the other wing joint bits. Is this where I'm supposed to use this side of it? No, that doesn't seem right at all. I don't know, maybe I'll try flipping it 180 degrees. Seems like a logical course of action when things aren't going in right. I'll use the flat side of this to push it in. Oh, that worked. Okay. Yeah, so I closed these up to form a flat surface and then pressed down, and that got that in there. So, you just gotta kind of keep at it, I suppose. Have a little bit of that British ingenuity. Finally, these circular pieces. These circular pieces have... get out of there. They have a little dash cut into them across the radius of the circle. And I'm not sure how... Like, I'm trying to just ignore it and just go with the flow of how it goes in there. Like, that one went in like that. I was looking at pictures online to see if there seemed to be any particular way for those to fit in. It doesn't seem like there is a prescribed way, so I guess just do it as feels comfortable, you know, as suits your taste. And these move, like these wings are articulate, so I don't want to try to really line all these up too much, because like they will inevitably look a little bit off whack, which is a scientific term. I guess let's just stick them in. We'll roll with it however it turns out. I don't think there's a canonical formation of the little dashes in the circular things in Nova Prime's wings. Although now that I have all three in, I would kind of like to try to get a bit of a symmetry going when I do the other set of wings. So we'll see how that goes. And now we're on to the last little chunk of this. The last little piece of action. Number 7, they call it. Oh, that was pleasant. Okay, so that one, it went in, it slid in, then there was friction, it went, kind of creaked a bit, and now it's in there snugly. That's kind of like the poster child for how I was hoping this would go. Let's see if we get another poster child. Please let us have another poster child. I'll reward poster children. Oh, this is not poster childing. Is there a certain way this goes? Oh, wait, is this number 14 or number 8? This is number 8. Must be. Right? Okay, so there was a thinner end. Okay, with these long ones, definitely, if you're having trouble getting it in, just try flipping it 180 to see if that eases up the process, because that might be what's going on. These triangle bits, these are going in okay. As I was cutting these off the sprues, I was shaving wherever a nip, I guess, little clip was made, And that must have helped these things, because when you do that, as you saw before, that's like shaving micrometers off of the edges of these amber pieces. And I think that is truly necessary to achieve the look one will want out of this. Okay, once again, I think there's a thinner end, like a nearly invisibly thinner end. There totally is, because that slid in nicely. Okay. Yeah, 2 more. That's in there. Hang on, I'm gonna press this. We pressed it. Nice. Last one here. By the way, you saw me take a sticker off the sheet. That sticker was actually for the other one of these, the right-hand side one, so I actually have already installed that on the other wing, as you can see here. But this is a fully amberized wing. This looks friggin' cool, and we'll be back in a sec just to show you what the whole thing looks like once it's done. Pow! Alright, I figured something out whilst I was doing all this. I noticed that some of these things were sticking out here and there differently than they were on the other set of wings, so I figured out what this is useful for. Because I was going to start talking about how, like, I can't believe this thing is so useless compared to, like, tables and the flat ends of my nippers, but no. One of the main uses I found for that thing, aside from, like, that one piece up here it's specifically shaped for, is that once you get in, especially on these long flat ones like this, you kind of, you get them in. Well, hypothetically, you get them in, you know, like that, and maybe you use the flat of the table to press them down a little bit. And, you know, it's pretty flat in there, but then you can take this little flat end on this thing, or the other end, even if it fits. Just kind of line it up, and I did this on basically every single part. I gave them a little bit of a pressing to make sure that everything was in as snugly as it could be. And yeah, sort of line it up and then like exert a nice even pressure. It's tricky to do on camera because usually I do this like basically in my lap, where I can look right down at it and get a good feel for what's going on. That's also just how I like to talk to people, in my lap. There we go. So that thing just moved a little bit to squeeze down in there some more. And I think I can just smooth it over like this a whole bunch to start off. Yeah. This thing's basically a nice little directional force exerter. And you don't have to be super careful with it because there's another one on the other sprue. So if you do end up, you know, breaking this somehow, then you got a spare. The thing, though, that you're probably going to break more so is, like, your skin. There we go, now it's going in. Because this is rough on the fingers. This is like Glyos rough on the fingertips. My fingertips are feeling raw and smacked around and chewed up. But now that we got all that in there, we can reconnect this. And the effect is really cool. I think this is worth tracking down the first release myself. Because it just looks gorgeous. And then if you stick this stuff onto Mr. Hyper Novae. Oh, another little V-build tidbit, I suppose. And this is mentioned in my friend Nurse Midnight's video he put together of this guy. But to get this to come on here without it feeling scary, there's a screw inside there's a hole on this side and a hole on the other side. I forgot which side I used. I think it's this side, where you can go in there with like a little long nose screwdriver and loosen that screw, if not outright remove it. By doing that, getting this on here is less of a nightmare because there's not much flex in this white connector part, but now you can split the bottom of this apart a little bit, the bottom of this backpack piece, and hopefully get stuff to go together. I've never done this with a camera in between me and the toy before. This is tricky, man. How do you video people do this? I'm just a simple foodie. You know, I go to restaurants, I flash my Yelp card, and Bob's my uncle. I can't see what's going on over this end. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be the one. Yet I insist on having lights on this while I'm doing it. There we go. Boom. And now, we put down Mr. Hyper-Novae. Come on. Go. 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 Yeah. Yeah, do it. Yeah. Yeah. Ha. I win. Yeah, now we got hella shiny wings. Look at that. That's gorgeous. That's catching light and there isn't even much light pointing at them. Let's fix that. Alright, yeah, shine it up, baby. Get the other wing illuminated more directly. Hell, let's even more directly illuminate it. Alright. Anyway, thank you all for watching. That's been some V-buildage of some third-party first edition, second-hand, well, first-hand, I guess, add-ons. And I think it's worth doing. I think it looks great. You'll see more of this in the review of this guy that'll totally come out within the next 2 years. So until then, arrivederci.